Welcome back. Welcome back to another Gear Up episode with your host Ashton Hegg. Back once again, another week with Jaron and Joey. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Ashton. Happy to be here. Happy Wednesday night to everybody. As always, happy to be here, ready to get into it.
Always, as Ashton, always a pleasure to be on. Good week last week. Couple big matchups between the Bucks and the Bills. You had the Lions and the Eagles. You had the Chiefs, Broncos. Anything stand out to you last week, Ashton, from what you saw?
What I saw kind of like what you said about a big game between the Bills and the Bucks. Um, about that 6 touchdown game from Josh Allen, 3 in there and 3 rushing.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I sadly had to play against him in fantasy this week, so I had to take the L. But
Oh,
yeah, he's definitely out, balling out right now. So it's kind of fun to watch, honestly.
yeah, that game was. I think we all had the over in that game. That was a pure winner. Joe, you're gonna have to update me on your record. Ashton, 10-8-1. You were 8-2-1 in the early slate,
Mm.
and then a couple of those games killed you in the end. Your lock, Seattle. I mean, if Sam Darnold doesn't throw 4 interceptions, that's probably a different game. Joey, you had a nice little lock too with the Cowboys. That was smooth.
Roll boys.
I had a great week. Another great week for me. 13-4-1. Yeah, sorry, the radio went off there. Ended up hitting my lock, the Jaguars. Going east-west. Or west-east, sorry. Chargers going west-east stink.
Yeah, you're right.
Time zones are brutal for those guys. They can't travel well. I mean, it is one of those things underrated, like from when you have to go West Coast to East Coast or East Coast to West Coast. Like that is a long trip. That's 4 hours of travel time. So that was tough for them. But overall, I thought I had a great week. Joey, what were you last week?
I finished up at 7-9-1. So seems like I got some repetitive systems going here of just scraping under 500. So hopefully I'll flip it around here these next few weeks, and we'll see what the end total goes. But not the worst week, not the best week. So on to the next. With that, are we wanting to get into this next week here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get started.
Starting off tomorrow night, Thursday night. Speaking of the Buffalo Bills, they are going to be traveling to Houston. No C.J. Stroud, as from the last I've heard. With that, the Buffalo Bills open up as 6-point favorites, over under 43.5. I'm going to go start off here. I think the Bills are, I don't know. I mean, I said the 2 weeks before they played Miami, I think they're playing good ball, but then they got smoked by Miami. But I think they're playing good ball right now, so I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills at 6-point favorites. Ashton?
I agree with you. I'm taking the Bills, mainly because with no CJ Stroud, and Allen can do it all.
That is true. I wouldn't be surprised if they get some defensive reps from him this week. I'm just joking.
Yeah, I think I'm on the same kind of wavelength you guys are. Like the Bills, 6-point favorites. I think they'll. This could be a 2-touchdown game.
To be honest, I'm kind of surprised it's only 6, mainly because how bad Houston is.
Yeah, I think the reason why it's not 6, or the reason why it's so low, is because of remind me of the backup again, Mills, I believe it is.
Yeah.
He played exceptionally well in a comeback win against Jacksonville, I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago. So I don't know. Maybe they think that he's a solid enough backup to make things happen, and they're at home, so who knows? It's the NFL.
Right.
And I will say too, the Houston defense is a good squad.
Yeah, they're
Houston
solid.
defense is a good group, so I think that they can cause the Bills some fits, and it's on the road in Houston, so that definitely makes a difference. Couple of massive spreads this weekend. I don't know if you've seen this, but a couple
saw
of
that.
big spreads this weekend. And leading into one of those, we've got Seattle going to Tennessee. You don't see road favorites at 13.5 very often, over under 40.5. I'll start with this one. I like the under here. I like the under 40.5. I think both of maybe not Tennessee's defense, but Seattle's defense is good.
Yeah.
I don't fully trust Darnold, so that's why I don't want to lay the number at 13.5. And this is also one where Tennessee can get a late score with the scrubs in to make it a 10-point game, a 13-point game. Like, I want no business in that. I think the under 40.5 is the play.
I agreed, and I also saw Seattle defense, so I picked them up.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think they're the best defense in the league right now, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, and I got them off of waivers.
Not a bad steal. Did you throw your pick in there yet, Ashton, for this game?
Yeah, I'm rolling with rolling with the under like Jaron.
Gotcha. I'm gonna play the ballsy game here. I'm actually gonna take Seattle 13.5, and I'm also gonna take the over. I think Seattle's a really good team. I think they could score 40 by themselves, but I think Titans will at least get a few scrapping points to help them with that over.
Yeah, for that one, you got to be worried about like a 35-3 game where it's just like, man, the Titans just couldn't get me anything.
Which it definitely could be. So we'll see. But I think Seattle's just pretty dominant, and I think they could put a pretty big high-scoring game on this one.
Yeah, big spread with that one. Big spread with this one too. We've got the Lions at home. Lions are facing off against the Giants, who again, no Scatterboot, no Dart. Correct. Dart's not playing.
I believe Dart is back actually.
Dart is back. He as long as he clears concussion protocol. I'm still feeling good about the Lions 10.5 in this one. The Lions are a different team at home, particularly their offense plays. Their defense is just good, but their offense plays much better at home than they do on the road. And there also is something to be said. Every single time the Lions have lost a game, they've never lost back-to-back games this year. They've also buried the team that they've played after a loss. So I could see this one. Getting ugly.
I'm with you on this, Jaron. The Lions are just beasting right now, like what you're saying. And to your point, and they don't really have anyone that can be a difference maker.
For the Giants?
For the Giants.
I was going to say the Lions or the Giants. Yeah. Well, there's some reports coming out from the Giants, too, like Abdul Carter's, like, missing practices, sleeping through meetings. Like, when your best guys are just, like, not locked in, it's just not a recipe for success. We also, with Dable got fired. Last week was the bump for the new head coach, the interim head coach. Didn't happen. I just don't see, unless Dart playing scares me a little bit just because you never know. When he was playing, he tends to keep games close. I just think the Lions defense is really, really good. And even that game with the Lions last week, like, I think they were like, I don't know what they actually were on fourth down, but it was like probably like 1 for 12. Or you get one or two of those, you get a couple of those going the other way where they convert. That's probably a different game too. And they probably, maybe beat Philadelphia on the road. So I just think at home they're just a really good football team.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna go ahead here and actually I'm gonna smash the over on this one. I think regardless, Dart or Winston, they're gonna put up at least hopefully 2 to 3 touchdowns, honestly, and I think the Lions will take care of the rest. The point spread obviously scares me, as Jaron kind of touched on. Dart's in there, even if Winston's in there, Winston can somehow always just pull stuff out of his bag and make it a winning game or a close game. So
Right.
stay away from the spread, but I'm gonna take the over for sure on this one.
Add the over to my card. I like that over. I like that a lot.
We're gonna keep this double point spread trifecta going here. We got the New York Jets going to Baltimore. The Ravens seems like they're kind of figuring things out. Lamar's kind of back, obviously, in the saddle, and the Ravens are feeling solid with them. As that, they open up as the 13.5-point favorites. Over under 44.5. I'm gonna start this one off here. I'm just gonna take the Baltimore Ravens at 13.5 favorites. I know it's crazy that I'm taking these spreads, but I think the Baltimore Ravens are pretty legit, and obviously at home I think they're very well. So I'm gonna trust them here.
I'm going with you. I'm taking the Ravens. I don't, and with the Jets backup in, I do not know what to even expect anymore from the Jets.
Yeah, it could be ugly.
Yep, way ugly.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go Ravens here. Last week I was on the Jets plus 13. That was my one push of the week. They were in that game at points, just like could not get within that one score where I needed them to be. This week, especially with the 13.5 too, like I'd much rather be on the side of the Ravens at home. Defense is really figuring it out. I think this is a week for Lamar to actually get going and put some points up. So I like the Ravens as well, minus 13.5.
We got a fun one here. Does anybody know the prognosis and what for sure is looking for Aaron Rodgers right now? I know they said potentially broken wrist or something along those lines.
From what I've heard, he's playing.
Okay, I figured that's what the case was, but I guess time will tell. Anyways, with that, there's a chance we get to see Aaron Rodgers battling against his favorite Chicago Bears, as he always claimed he still owns the Bears. I'm pretty sure he owns the whole dynasty fantasy. He's a GM, some would even say. But yeah, they go to Chicago. Chicago opens up 2.5-point favorites, over under 45. Ashton, what are you thinking for this one?
I'm double dipping and I'm taking Chicago and the over.
Ooh. I like that.
Ashton, I'm with you on Chicago. I like Chicago in this one. 2.5 at home. The Steelers are confusing. They're defensively. I think they're a good group, but just like it just seems like whoever is playing quarterback, and this could just be a system thing too, but it just seems like they have like consistently year in and year out one of the worst offenses in the league. And like I think that's part of like what Mike Tomlin likes to do, of just like pound the run, control the ball, control the time of possession, and like play good defense. But offensively, I think they're just in shambles, and I think Mason Rudolph might even at this point be a better option for them. I don't know, but I like the Bears. I think the Bears are rolling. I think this is a must-win for the Bears because if they want to make the playoffs, which they're certainly in a chance to do, obviously they're the hardest part of their schedule's coming up. They still have to play the Eagles with their NFC East crossover, and then they also still have to play
two Packer games.
Two Packers games and a Lions game. So I think that the schedule hurts them down the backstretch, so this is one they have to win.
Yeah.
So I got the Bears.
I'm gonna piggyback off of both of you, more so Ashton. I'm gonna double dip right where you were double dipping, Ashton. I'm gonna take the Bears in the over here. I think as Jaron said it's interesting because the Pittsburgh Steelers have a consistent, inconsistent offense, and so you never really know what you're going to get. But for some reason, I think if Aaron Rodgers, Mason Rudolph, whoever's in the quarterback, I think there could be some points scored here. Chicago is interesting because they're good, but they also play weird at home. So
Mm-hmm.
not quite sure what that will look like. But I'll trust them enough to take them 2.5 favorites in the over at 45. Keep going here. We got New England going to Cincinnati with no Jamar because it was a spit fest last week. We got New England opened up at 7.5 point favorites over under, which I think is kind of high, 50 and a half. I'll start it off here. I'm just gonna take it easy. I'm gonna ride with the Patriots at 7.5 point favorites.
I'm with you on that.
Plain and simple.
Yeah,
Jared?
this is a fun game. This is kind of one of those games. On paper, it should be easy, right? The fact that this is only a 7.5 point spread compared to a lot of the other games. I mean, you look at the double-digit spread with the Lions, and the Ravens, and all these teams. Like, the fact this is 7.5 is confusing, but no Jamar. I mean, I have to stick with the Patriots here. I just no
Mm-hmm.
Jamar. I think really hurts in this game, and I think that Drake May will do just enough and make this a 2-score game. But this is a tough one. The line really confuses me. And
Yeah.
oh yeah.
What I would gonna jump in like with that line you're saying like 7.5. I thought they would kind of low just with no Jamar. I thought they was gonna be like at least a 2-score, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I gotcha. You're talking last week, right?
No,
Or this week?
I'm talking about this week with
Oh, I see.
no Jamar Chase. I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
like I honestly thought they could easily been like a 10-point Patriots favorite.
Yeah. I got you now. My bad. I was listening wrong
Yeah,
too.
I was thinking double digits too, Ashton. So
Um,
I'm right there
little
with you.
fun AFC showdown here. Kansas City opening up at 3.5 point favorites, coming off of a loss to the Indianapolis Colts, coming off of a bye week. Over under 50.5. This one's interesting because this is, I think, exactly what the NFL wants to think, that Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs may not be the same team, yet here they are at home, favorites against arguably the best team in the NFL, the best team in the AFC. I think I'm going to stick with the under here, 50 and a half.
Um, um, I'm going with you said they're going up against the Colts. I'm rolling with the Colts here.
As the 3.5 underdogs.
Yep.
Okay.
Ashton, I'm on the same wavelength as you. I think the Chiefs might not be as good this year.
The last time they had this record, they literally, I'm pretty sure they won the Super Bowl when they were.
And I still think that's a. I'm not writing the Chiefs off by any means. Like I seriously, I'm not. But I think there has to be something to be said of the AFC West is better than it's been
Mm-hmm.
in any year that Patrick Mahomes has been in the league. Right? You've got the Chargers are still a good team, although they have no one to protect Justin Herbert, and the Broncos are a really good team. Right?
Right.
Not only do you have that, you have a Bills, a Ravens, like that quality of team with the Colts coming in, and they're 3.5 point
Mm-hmm.
dogs. Chiefs haven't been playing great. I just think the fact that this is 3.5 and not 3, I think this is a field goal game. One way or the other, I think it's a field goal game. So I'll take the Colts plus the points.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me. There we go. Sorry, I'm locked in here for a sec. We got a fun one here. Ashton's favorite matchup probably this week. Minnesota going to Green Bay. Green Bay opens up at 6.5. Over under 41.5. Ashton, let me hear what you got. I think I already know what we should put you down for.
I'm going with Green Bay here.
Really?
I knew. See, he zigs on the Vikings sometimes. I think it was the Lions matchup like a couple weeks ago where he zigged and took the Lions, and the Vikings ended up winning the game, which is exactly why I'm taking the Vikings. Love the Vikings in this one. Also love the over 41.5. I like the Vikings plus 6.5. I love the over 41.5. Weather actually is supposed to be pretty good in Green Bay this weekend. So I don't think the weather's affecting anything. I think this just screams like a 24-21 Vikings win.
To be honest, I don't think the Vikings are that good.
Ooh. That's bad blood in your mouth right there.
No, I'm being serious.
The listeners aren't gonna like that, I don't think. But
no, I think he's just Ashton. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you're just being a realist.
I'm being realistic.
I mean,
do you think JJ McCarthy is the answer?
That I don't know quite yet.
I actually agree with you. I think teams give up on quarterbacks far too quickly. I think that JJ should get another year. And then if he is not the guy after this year and our draft picks continue to not pan out, I think you keep Kevin O'Connell, you fire Kwesi.
I would say JJ starts next year. If it's another bad year after next year, move on.
I'm with you on that. You might as well take advantage of the rookie deals while you can.
Right. And I'm with you on keeping KOC and firing Kwesi.
I mean, Kwesi hasn't had a good draft ever, so I think he needs to go.
Maybe Addison was his best draft.
Addison was one. I think I saw a statistic of Addison was one of his you can count on one hand how many picks he's had that have panned out, and Addison's one of them. So
I don't know the other.
What's that?
I don't know who else even panned out except for Addison, and Addison might not even panned out with all his speeding tickets in the last 2 years.
That's facts. Joey, we mark you down for the pack here.
No. I'm gonna go with the over here of 41.5. JJ McCarthy plays good in away games, so I don't know what to expect.
He does.
The Packers play bad at home, so I don't like this. But at the same time, I think there's gonna be points scored, but I just have zero idea who can win this game realistically. We'll see.
I like the over too. Love the over.
We got two pretty iffy teams. Shedeur getting his first NFL career start. It's fun to see how the script is finally becoming a piece into the NFL for the Cleveland Browns. But Cleveland goes to Vegas. Vegas opens up at 3.5-point favorites over under 36. So it sounds like it's gonna be a crapshoot. I'm gonna go ahead and take. I want to take Cleveland because I think they are a better team. But as much as I don't want to say that, I'm taking Vegas. I'm just not a Shedeur fan or a believer. So until I see it with my own eyes, I'm taking Vegas 3.5 favorites.
It is crazy to see the Shedeur guys, like the Shedeur stands on Twitter. Like the amount of times they're moving the goalposts is ridiculous. Because now the argument is, well, he hasn't had reps with these guys, with the first team guys, so you can't expect him to not have reps with anyone and then come out and
ball out,
be elite. There was the one. Did you see the pick he threw?
Yeah.
And there were guys on Twitter like doing a screen grab of like as he's like getting hit or whatever, just a free shot. And there's 3 offensive linemen blocking one guy on the right side of the screen, and like people on Twitter like he has no help. See, like look, there's just 3 guys blocking one guy, and I saw a reply on Twitter that was like, no one tell this guy who's in charge of setting the protections in the NFL. Like, that's him. Like, that's your quarterback. Your quarterback is in charge of protecting themselves, setting the protections. You take the screen grab, pre-snap, post-snap. Like, protection should be going to the left. It's not. He sets it to the right. That's why you end up with 3 guys on one. And him getting hit. That being said, I like Cleveland in this spot, 3.5. Mainly because I actually do think Shedeur is like full start, full week of practice. I think he's going to have something to prove. I also think that the Raiders just like are also bad. The one thing that I lean on is Cleveland's defense is really good.
Yeah.
But their offense isn't good. And that being said, don't be afraid of this under. I like this under as well at 36. I know it's really low, but this is like a 13-16 rock fight.
I'm staying away from the spread, but if I have to pick one, and I'm just rolling with the under here.
Fair enough.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared of it, man. Don't be scared of it.
I'm just like, if I have to pick one, I'm just picking the under.
Fair enough. We got Jacksonville going to Arizona. Jacksonville 3-point favorites, over under 47.5. I'm gonna start it off here. I'm gonna trust Arizona at home. Brissett slinging the ball around, NFL records
No
left and
Marvin.
right. Doesn't
No
matter.
Marvin.
Marvin's not even that important right now. As long as we got Brissett back there, they're gonna be flinging it around. They got McBride. That's all they need. So I'll take Arizona here.
I'm taking Jacksonville.
I'm also taking Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville actually has a ton to play for here.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually very much in the playoff hunt. People think there's a team that in the end, at the end, when all's said and done, could end up screwing the Chiefs and knocking the Chiefs out of the playoffs. That team's Jacksonville, right? If you look at how it could potentially shake out, right? Might be a race to 10 wins. If the Chiefs and the Jaguars both have 10 wins, who do you think gets the nod?
Jacksonville.
Because they beat the Chiefs head-to-head. That's right. So I think Jacksonville has a ton to play for here. Give me the Jags, -3. I know it's on the road, but I like that. Another weird game, too. We've got Falcons going to New Orleans. Falcons are 1.5-point underdogs on the road, over under 39.5. Ashton, we'll start with you.
Is Kirk Cousins the back? No, I think it's Cousins is starting.
Yeah, he is.
Cousins is starting, yes.
I'm rolling with Falcons.
Is that all you needed to hear?
No,
Kirko Chains?
like I on this, I trust the Falcons with Cousins, and they have, like, I get they're also banged up, but Cousins, like, I think it's his time too.
What's the difference between Kirk and Michael Penix?
I just Cousins,
Cousins a little more trustworthy.
I just trust Kirk more.
Any reason behind that?
True Viking fan right there.
Like, he knows how to win. Like,
knows how to win. Maybe a little better just mind for the game. Maybe maybe he's not quite as mobile, but he can sling the ball around.
Right, and knows when to throw it out of bounds.
True
That's
Viking
fair.
fan.
That's fair. I'm also on the Falcons here. The Saints. I was like higher on the Saints earlier in the season. Because Spencer Rattler is not playing, correct? It's Tyler Show, and
Yeah.
I'm not a Tyler Show guy. I'm a Spencer Rattler guy. So give me the Falcons plus 1.5.
I am staying away from the spread. I'm going to go with the under 39.5. I just don't think these offenses are very good. Plain and simple. We'll stay in this. We'll stay in the divisional matchups here with a fun one. Philadelphia going to Dallas. Philly opens up a 3.5-point favorites over under 47.5. Who wants to take this one?
Yeah, I can start here. I don't know how this. I give me the Eagles because the Eagles just will win this game, and I think they'll probably win it by a touchdown. But it'll probably be close. So give me the Eagles here. I just think that they have more talent, particularly defensively. I know the Cowboys' offense has been good, but the Philly defense is a different animal. Even though they're on the road, I like the Eagles.
Is there any updates on like what the Cowboys are doing with George Pickens? After alleged staying out super late in Vegas against right before the game.
I think they just benched him for the first drive, and then they let him out. So I think that's already done and dusted. I don't unless something happened after the game, which also could happen.
That there was no reports. I'm taking the over and taking the Eagles.
That's fair. I also do love how Vegas is just one of those cities where it's just like most cities in America, Sunday night probably just dead. But Vegas, it doesn't matter what day of the week it is. It's like you could probably still go out and get after it.
I guess that's one way to look at it. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Eagles as well. I think they're just a better team. I would not be surprised if Cowboys pull this off, just because I don't know if crazy things have happened, but I trust the Eagles for sure.
That's what's Sunday night game. This is a weird. We got 4 teams on bye or just 2? Who's on bye this week?
Good question.
Chargers. I know the Chargers are, and
Because we are at that point of like it was weird because I was listening to a podcast and Drake May leads the NFL in passing yards, but he also hasn't had his bye yet. I thought everyone
Chargers
had
and
their bye.
Denver, I want to say.
Broncos, Chargers, Dolphins, and Commanders. Which Dolphins and Commanders, that's great. We probably could go for a week without watching those teams play football. We got Sunday Night Football. We've got the Bucks going to the Rams. This is going to be a great game. Rams are 6.5-point favorites at home, over under 49.5. Ashton, let's start with you.
I'm going Bucks and over.
Double dip.
Yep.
I like that. Foreshadowing.
I think I'm gonna trust the Bucks here. Actually, I think 6.5 is just enough for Baker and the Bucks to do their thing. So, I'll say that. I'll take them as the underdogs.
Yeah, I thought about the total as well. I'm just gonna go with the Bucks here. 6.5 just seems like it's too much, and they play close games. Although the Bills did kind of pull away at the end of that game, made it a 2-score game, but I just see this being within a touchdown. And then a kind of a weird game with the divisional crossover on Monday Night Football. We got the Panthers going to the 49ers. Panthers are 6-5, by the way.
They're weird.
I know that the South isn't great, but they'll win some games where they're not supposed to win.
They're weird.
Rams are 7-point favorites over under. Right now sitting at 48.5. Joey, we'll start with you.
I think I'm just gonna take the Niners here at home. 7 is kind of a lot just because, as I said, the Panthers are weird, but I think playing it simple, I'll take the Niners. You know what? Give me the under as well, 48.5. I'll take the Niners and under 48.5.
I'm taking the Panthers here.
Aaron?
I'm researching 1 second. Now this is very interesting.
What's
I don't want to have to look back. But the Panthers do play. This is their only so between the Seahawks, they play Seahawks at home end of December. They play the Rams at home next week. Who's the other team? The Cardinals. They played at the Cardinals, lost by 5. I was just trying to think about another cross-country trip. This is as far as it gets, right? Going to Northern California, also like Seattle-ish time. But I'm still going to ride with the 49ers. I think Monday Night Football, Brock Purdy is like starting to gear back up, and you can start to see it with McCaffrey and Kittle like really starting to get touches. McCaffrey in the passing game too. So give me the 49ers here to win the game by 2 touchdowns.
Mm.
You know what time it is?
Yep, I already have my lock in.
Oh.
I accidentally realized I said what my lock was already, but I do really
That's how
like
it should. That's how it should be, honestly.
We can do that. We'll say the locks, and then at the end, you got to figure out which pick we have. I just like there's a little bit of suspense, like.
Well, I think this is just as suspenseful though, because then it's like, oh, where's he circling back to?
Yeah, but like at least the other one, you're circling back to like 13 games versus like you could be circling back to like, is this which team and is it or is it an over under?
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Like it at least narrows it down. But what do you got, Ashton? Mountain Dew picks of the week. First of all, I got to do our quick ad read. Mountain Dew. It's Mountain Dew picks of the week time. That means that whether you're watching the games on your couch, at a restaurant, or out with your friends, right, nothing will satisfy that football thirst like a fresh, ice cold Mountain Dew. I'm digging the voltage right now. I don't know, Joey. What are you thinking? What are you feeling right now?
Give me the throwback, baby.
Gotta go throwback sugar. Ashton, what are you sipping on?
Nothing right now, but I'm gonna be getting groceries tomorrow, so that's gonna be nice.
Gotta
What are you gonna
restock.
snag? What are you gonna get? What are you gonna get?
Like I'm actually switching up for the grocery order instead of Mountain Dew. I'm ordering cherry Pepsi.
Oh.
You can't do that, Ashton. Ashton, this is brought to you by Mountain Dew. You can't.
Look, I'm not. But to
You're
be
keeping
honest,
it real with the listeners. You're keeping it real.
I'm keeping it real. But the best flavor of Mountain Dew is Baja Blast.
All right, there it is. There it is. So whether you got a Baja Blast, the throwback sugar, or a Voltage, any Mountain Dew will satisfy your thirst with that citrusy lime flavor we all
Maybe
know
a
and
cherry
love.
Pepsi.
Maybe a cherry Pepsi, throw it in there too. Who says no? Who says no?
Right.
But this pick, best pick of the week, is brought to you by Mountain Dew. Ashton, it sounds like you know what your pick is.
Yep.
Give it to us.
His Pepsi pick of the week.
The Bears.
Oh, that was I have 2. That was one of them. So that means that you just solidified I'm going with the other one. But I do love the Bears.
I like that, Ashton. I trust that. But you don't know my Mountain Dew pick of the week. I gotta bring it back as always. I'm talking about Mountain Dews, baby. Keeping it classy. We're talking about Mountain Dews here. With that, I'm gonna drink my throwback sugar. And I'm actually gonna bring it to tomorrow night, with Thursday Night Football. Buffalo Bills. I think they're gonna get into Houston. They're gonna get their things done. Early week for them, and then they're gonna get back to the next week and figure things out. So let's give me the Bills here at 6-point favorites. I'll ride with Josh Allen every day.
I like that too. I'm going to go with the Lions minus 10.5. I know I don't usually do it. What have I said? Double digit favorites in the NFL. It's under 40%. I think it's 45, 40%. That being said, I like the Lions here mainly because it's the spot. Big bounce back. They're back at home. They play better at home. I think that they steam roll. The Giants at home.
Well,
Good thought.
yeah, that's a good podcast right there. Any other stuff you want to get into?
Give us Ashton's Timberwolves minute. Give us what's going on in the land of the T-Wolves, in the land of the
The land of the
T-Pups.
T-Wolves is they're about to lose to the 1-12 Wizards.
We're actually winning. It's more closer than I kind of thought, but other than that,
Anthony Edwards just doing too much, man. He's trying way too hard. He's gotta let the game come. He's just gotta let the game come to him.
Right. And like I honestly think, it's nice seeing the Wolves are not in the play-in game. I know it's early, but it's nice not being in the play-in area this early on.
You talking about playoffs right now?
Look, yeah, like it's nice the Wolves are winning the games that they are expected to win.
But they're not beating the good teams. That's a problem for me right now. They haven't beaten the good teams.
I don't think they're fully awake yet.
I got a question for you, Ashton.
Okay.
How many years does it have to go with Anthony Edwards on the team without winning a championship that you will finally say that I was right, that we should trade Ant? I said we should trade Ant a year ago, right? His stock will never be higher. How many years without a championship with Ant on the team will you finally be like, you know what, you were right?
Never. Look.
So we could have Ant for 15 years. He finishes his career. We never win a championship. And you'll still be like, yeah, we should have kept him the whole time, shouldn't have traded him.
Correct.
We could get the next XGA. We could get the next Luka. We could get the next whoever.
Bro.
But we're going to be sitting on Anthony Edwards because he's not a Batman. He's a Robin at the end of the day.
That's crazy.
I don't think it's that crazy, bro. He's got to take a step forward here. He's got to get to a finals at least. Get us to a finals in the next 3 years.
I think we could get to the finals this year.
Really?
Yes.
I feel like I've heard you say this the last 2 years.
I don't know. I think the last 2 years we've probably gotten the best matchup to get to the finals than we'll ever get. Like this year, I would imagine like you could see if you get a healthy Denver, if you get a Clippers team that's playing as a unit, right? You get obviously OKC obviously is the best team in the league. Like there's no we won't get a better chance to go to the finals than we did against the Mavs, right? In 23 or 24. We won't get a better chance than that. Ant probably wasn't ready for that moment, which is just like, that's fair. And you kind of wish that a guy like that was in the East, right? There needs to be more talent in the East. And I feel like the West has been loaded for like a decade plus. I feel like the East lacks talent without some guys a lot of guys have gotten injured. Like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But I think the West is loaded. So I don't see us making it I don't even see us making it to the Western Conference Finals this year. As crazy as that sounds, but I don't think we're going to get the great matchups. I don't think we're going to get the Lakers and then the Warriors without Curry. You know, I just don't see that happening.
I think we're going to be fine in the playoffs, but I want to circle back what you were saying about the talent. Like, I agree there's not a lot of talent in the East right now. With no Tatum, they have Brown, they have Cade, they have Bam, but
I'm even saying with a healthy Tatum, with a healthy Tyrese, like I'm still saying the talent in the East, like top to bottom, or at least in playoff teams, is nowhere near the talent in the West. Which bring back a guy like David Stern. Say what you want about David Stern, but he'd even it out. He was saying no to the CP3 trade to the Lakers because it's like you need stars in the East too. Like David Stern knew. Joey's a big David Stern guy.
I am. I mean, I still think I still think there's good enough talent in the East where it is pretty similar. I just think the reason why the West looks so stacked right now is just because there's definitely higher end in terms of teams that have been successful in the past years. I think that's really what it is. But I think you look at the East, I think the Pistons are probably truly the second best team in the league right now. Cavs will be good, Knicks will be good, Raptors are interesting. Then you look at the West. Look at the West. The Thunder are the best team in the NBA, and they'll win the championship again. And then the next few teams, I don't really know who's who. So
I don't disagree, but you still have the best. Like you can't deny, and anyone who says otherwise doesn't know basketball. But you have the best player in the game of basketball, right? Playing in Denver. You get the Clippers. You get, I mean, I know they're not what they used to be, but the Warriors are still a good team, right? They're still a good team. You have Houston, right? You have the Suns, who it looks like they're starting to figure it out a little bit this year
right.
now that they cut the dead weight in Beal. And you also have Booker. Like Booker's on that team. Like there's
About
you
about
you
the
got the
Spurs.
Grizzlies. Like you have teams. I know the Grizzlies aren't doing well this year, but like
About the Spurs.
the Spurs, another great. Wemby looks like a different animal this year. I don't know if you've watched many San Antonio Spurs game, but like he's doing things where it's just like, man, when this guy, and if this guy makes the jump that Ant is supposed to, like Spurs are going to be the team in the West. It's not going to be Oklahoma City, which will probably like line up with the fact that when Oklahoma City have to pay, right, really pay for their three stars. I know they already paid Jalen J Dub, but when they actually have to pay, their role players aren't as good. Wemby will still be,
on on
will
his
probably be
rookie
the best player in the
contract.
NBA. Yeah, and he's going to make that next step, and they're going to have a roster that's built around him. The Spurs are a really smart front office, and Popovich moved into the front office, so it's like they're going to be a team in 3 years where it's like the Spurs are going to win a championship in the next 5.
I won't be surprised if they won like 2, 3, like in that 5-year timeline, like what you said.
Yeah, and it's like
time will tell.
it'll be really interesting. It'll be
Right.
really interesting to see what OKC does with Chet.
Right.
Because Chet's eligible for a supermax. How many teams in the league are giving Chet a supermax? I'd say almost all of them. Well, if Oklahoma City have to go supermax him, SGA, and dang near supermax for J Dub, right? They're gonna have no one to pay that next crop of guys, which those guys
Right.
won them the championship this last year. So I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. But what I'm saying right now is I don't think the Wolves are, unless everything breaks for the Wolves again, kind of like it did last year with the first 2 rounds, and then the 2 years ago with the first 2 rounds too. I mean, I guess we went through the defending champion Nuggets in 24, but still, I think things broke right in the second round, and we actually ended up the most favorable matchup in the third round. And unless things break that way, I don't see the Wolves getting to the Western Conference Finals.
Um. Like, kind of going back to your point about like, well, no, like with the West being more stacked. I honestly think I know there's not going to be any type of new expansion, but like if there was an expansion of 2 teams in the two new teams from scratch in the West. I honestly think the East would be better because they would have two stacked teams in the West going to the East.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about expansion. I sorry I went on that little rant there. You got me fired up about some hoops, but I forgot this is a football podcast. Football. We got a great week 12 coming up ahead of us. I'm
Right.
excited. I'm excited to see what Joey's lock does tomorrow night.
I'm not worried about it at all.
All right.
All the peas in the pot.
Thanks for having us on, Ashton.
Anytime. Catch y'all in the next podcast. Peace.